Israel and Iran preparing for war. Shalom. First of all, I'd start by giving all praise and glory due to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Makakadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of written also. And salutations to the archive with its workings and succeed in the truth. My name is Imam Kwan, once again. Touching on this article, as you now see, as I quoted the title, you can see the build-up and the rising tension in the Middle East between two adversaries, the US and Israel, against Iran, right, and their allies, okay, and Russia and so forth. So anyway, without further ado, I'm just going to read a few bits of the article. But these are the things which we were enlightened and told through Yahushua, of which things would come. Okay. Now, in fact, before I read the article, let's just go to what Yahushua said. Let's go to Matthew 22nd chapter and the 3rd verse. No, sorry, 24th. It says, Matthew 24, and 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? So the disciples desired to know what the signs of the coming of the end would be. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed, that no man deceive you. Now I'm going to jump down to verse 6. It says, And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. And that's the key thing to understand, that right now we're living in a time of war, and we can see those tensions of the rumors of things to come, such as war, in the news. It says, See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. Alright? So we're well informed that when we see things going down the pan, so to speak, that these things must come to pass as a part of prophecy. But the end is not yet, okay? This is, For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. So the key point here in verse 7 is famines, all right? And with these sanctions, which we're going to go into and read, it can cause instability in the economy, in an economy, and therefore the people become desperate for food and so forth, and can cause a famine. So anyway, that being said, let's go back to this article. It says, while much of the international and domestic US media focuses on Trump impeachment scandal, there are many signs that a major conflict could break out in the Middle East. So we're hearing signs of war, imminent war, World War III in the news, all right? Speaking about it. Another thing is there's a focus on Trump's impeachment and various other distractions in the news. But whilst these things other things are being spoke about in the news, this reality, the reality of World War III, as according to prophecy, will not, be postponed. In matter of fact, the reality is quickening. And we know that because when we go to the book of Revelations, the 11th chapter, and the 14th verse, it says, The second woe is past, World War II, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. So in actual fact, World War III is actually being sped up, though it may not be always, spoken of, or in other words, people become distracted by other events in the news because this propaganda engine, such as the social media and the news, pretty much it can attack or condemn, and it can also distract, and that's what's being done in the news from time to time. But lo and behold, prophecy is still being fulfilled. And I continue on, it says there are many signs that a major conflict could break out in the Middle East. While will Christmas go off with a monumental bang? You see? So people are seeing it like right at the door, like this month in a couple of days. We're already in the 21st of December, so only a few days time before so-called Christmas, where people have their season to be jolly. But World War III is at the door, man. Alright, it goes on to say, Iran can move in and out of media focus as other stories and scandals begin to steal the spotlight. Yeah, like for instance, the propaganda machine can be used to condemn, whilst in their own countries they're being condemned. This thing about righteousness and evil, the same people condemning are unrighteous. Alright? It says, but in the background, the pressure being mounted against Tehran is heating up on multiple fronts. See, so these two oppositions, they're both unrighteous, man. Alright, because they ain't fitted to the script of who the Heavenly Father is putting in power, taking one down and putting one up, such as Jacob and Esau. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. But here it is. You've got nations fighting over who's going to be the next in power. But it's going to be Israel, headed by Yahweh Shem Yahushai and King David. Alright? So this, the scripture says, if Satan be divided against Satan, how shall he stand? And neither of these two oppositions are going to stand. Alright? Because the World War III is going to be detrimental to all nations, mainly America, and we're going to get into that. It says, for example, the US recently rolled out a fresh load of sanctions. Again, sanctions, that's the key word, which can be used to disable a country, alright, and economically creating instability in a particular region or whatever it be, and create a lack of hope in the authorities, man, and people to rise up and start a revolution against their government. Or it could be the sanctions can also lead to a world war, all right, where the people decide to fight because out of desperation. So it's against Iran, which is a device to destabilize the country and bring the authorities into submission. It says against the Iranian companies, including its largest airline, accusing it of weapons of mass destruction, proliferation, all right, propaganda, as well as the transportation of lethal aid to Yemen. The move seems to be squeezing Iran's economy ever closer to a total state of collapse. There you go. As the airline will likely be prohibited. Because at the end of the day, this is all an agenda, man. Alright? The propaganda, alright? The perpetuation of, demonization of the country of interest, the sanctions. There's an agenda behind it. But at the end of the day, ultimately, all this serves the purpose of the agenda of the Heavenly Father. All this is an algorithm for the Heavenly Father's word to be fulfilled. Now it goes on to say, the move seems to be squeezing Iran's economy ever closer to a total state of collapse, as the airline will likely be prohibited from using airports in countries fearful of facing the wrath of the Trump administration. So there you have it, man. World War III is ever closer than we believe. Alright? Though there'll be distractions in the news, things are all happening nonetheless. Now, my last scripture was going to go to the book of Job. And 22. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. That's America, man. America, Esau's system, Esau's main hub is going to be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Excuse me. His rulership's about to go down. All right. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, all right, that's his new world order. God shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him. All right, so the Heavenly Father is going to bring judgment upon this devil, America, and their leadership, man, and the people, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Yeah, because it may look like a success. All right, and you're about to, enjoy your reward and the work of your hands, but then the Lord's gonna rain it upon you. It says, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. All right, it's talking about those intercontinental ballistic missiles, which everyone's racing around the world to buy, to use, because it's going to be a thermonuclear war. It says, it is drawn and cometh out of the body, yea, the glittering sword, and that's another way of describing what the prophets saw, or the best way they could describe, because they've never seen an intercontinental ballistic missile before. But that's the best way they could describe it, and this is one of the ways, or the terms which was used for a missile, a glittering sword, cometh out of his gall, terrors are upon him. Alright, so anyway, we can see more and more evidence sustaining prophecy and coming and ushering in the kingdom of heaven through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. This thing is all being controlled and orchestrated by our Lord, and we're more closer to getting out of this place, man. So anyway, with that, I hope God will edify until the next video conversation.